in the shot, of course, we are playing the characters. As soon as cut hota tha, to Pankaj sir and me used to sing Sarkahiliyo Khatiya Jada Lage.
Watching the monitor, Lolo didn't give us space.
Rubbish.
Monitor ke time mein,
Rubbish.
yeah, because it was Lolo, then our whole team was there. Hair, makeup.
And then I was behind
Rubbish.
the team.
He
So I
would
had
not
to-
let me see the
I had to
monitor.
request for a ladder so I could look over Lolo's team at my monitor.
He kind of reminded me that maybe what I have as a human being is enough, and I don't need to overcompensate with like loud jokes and gregarious behavior, because when I am, he said, it's quite attractive.
Hi, this is Sneha for Film Companion, and today I'm going to be investigating the murder that unfolded at the Royal Delhi Club. Meaning, उस रात आप कहाँ थे जब ये हादसा हुआ? I want to say warm welcome, but I also want you to know that everything you say in this interview is going to go into the investigation, especially if you aren't honest. Okay?
I'm very honest always. Shehnaz
saying-
Nurani is very honest. I don't know about them guys. I'm not sure.
Threw us under the bus straight away.
Yeah.
I'm just
Ranvijay
speaking
Singh
the
की
truth.
परंपरा है कि वो झूठ नहीं बोलता.
Okay,
Please.
so I'm going to start off. We're doing a test of how good your poker face is. So consider this an audition tape. At the count of 3, 2, 1, I want you to look into your cameras and give me your best poker face. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to let my audience.
I didn't even blink.
Non-poker.
I didn't even flinch, guys.
I would have won a poker
I had
contest.
Joey's face on.
Even I didn't flinch.
I'm going to let
And I
the
think we should do the
audience
rest
that's
of the
watching this
interview with a
interview in the
poker face.
YouTube comments leave a comment. Tell us who you think has the best poker face. Okay, Homi, I'm going to come to you.
Yes.
You also always said that you want to exit a project feeling like a better person.
Yes.
When you have such a large and eclectic mix of people in the room and you're in charge of directing and managing them, did you discover anything new about yourself as a director?
I didn't discover anything new as a director. I mean, it was a great bunch of people, super energy and very different people. And that's what I love about these experiences because they're temporary. They are very
Honest.
We
Ask
got,
honesty.
we got the hint.
they're temporary.
Thank you.
We are
Hey.
I'm your old pal
No, no,
since.
I was talking about the experience, yeah.
The
You know
experience
it's
is
gonna get-
temporary.
I can't even keep a poker face to
It's
this.
like a holiday.
Sliced us with
What I'm trying to
one
trying to
word.
say, if they
Temporary.
shut up, is that it is temporary, but it's extremely intense. It's a very beautiful experience, and you know it's going to end when the shoot ends. That experience, and for that is a beautiful part of actually making films and shooting. You become such a tight knit family, knowing it's going to disappear. So you really make the most of it in the moment, and
Except if you're Dimple Kapadia with Homi Adajania.
that's a very different story. We'll
Yeah.
put another show on that.
But Sarah, I heard you say at the trailer launch that unlike you, your character Bambi is oblivious to her privilege. I was curious to know, what did you have to tap on in yourself to sort of play her, given in real life you're constantly checking your privilege?
Honestly, I think that firstly trusting Homi was
Knowing that it's temporary.
no. For me, the trust was not temporary. For me, the trust was pretty permanent. But I think that ultimately, when you're playing a character, you just have to not be constantly comparing her to you. You know what I'm saying? Like just buying Bambi for who Bambi is and being honest to who she is. And that is who she is. And there's a simplicity in her naivety, if I may say so. Like she just is privileged and everybody around her is privileged. You know, like I also said at the trailer launch that whether it's Cookie, which is Dimple Auntie's character, or Tiska Mam's character, which is Roshni, like we're all privileged people. And this club, I think, is just representative of privilege in general. So all of us in our own ways are privileged when we belong to that club. And because of the age maybe that Bambi is at, she's a little more oblivious and a little more like taking her privilege for granted. And, you know, I think that's what it was.
And when you guys are on set in a scene, when there are so many of you, and I want all of you all to come in, do you ever have to be mindful of stepping on each other's toes or stealing a scene that may
I
not
think they
be
all
timely?
step intentionally on each other's toes. No, I think it was. I mean, I don't think that it was, I mean, people from outside think, okay, you know, big names, this, that, and will there be ego issues? And everyone takes care of their own stuff.
I think you're
but
in
when
your
you're together,
character.
you're really
And
backing
eventually
each
the
other.
scene has to work out the best.
Yeah.
So it's
But
more
are you
about
mindful?
that.
Like, are you consciously just keeping an internal check on, I don't want to do this because we need to make the scene work?
I think for me, it's important that the scene should work. Right? So we don't really think that.
Yeah.
I don't think you're thinking of people as the people that they are in real life. You're thinking of them as the characters that they're playing, and the equation that you have with them as the script dictates for us to have that equation. One is not thinking of Vijay as Vijay or Sanjay or Sara or Karishma. You're thinking of them as the characters that they play and reacting to from that truth.
That's actually
Actually-
very interesting because, like, we had done the whole interrogation room. That, I mean, the last reveal happens in this big room, and all of them were there at that point.
Mm.
But I feel that between shots, if you're taking another take, I don't think even, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think these guys look at each other suddenly. Like, he won't look at Lolo as Lolo. He'll still be Shanaz Nurani. You know, I mean, I don't think that it breaks so easily. You stay in that space, you're with those characters, and then once you're out having lunch or something, then we obviously
Yeah.
break out of it. So it's
When we-
quite a blurry line.
That's true. That's exactly how it was. I remember in the shot, of course, we are playing the characters. As soon as cut hota tha, to Pankaj sir and me used to sing "Sarkai liyo khatiya jada lage."
Yeah.
It's not a-
And only while
I really didn't want that to happen.
watching the monitor, Lolo didn't give us space.
Rubbish.
Monitor ke time mein,
Rubbish.
yeah, because it was Lolo, then our whole team was there. Hair, makeup.
And then I was behind the team.
Rubbish. He
So
would
I had
not
to-
let me see the
No, I had to
monitor.
request for a ladder so I could look over Lolo's team at my monitor.
It just be.
We've done some retakes
He
because
knows I don't look at the
Lolo's
shot.
hair was.
He knows.
little-
You know I never look at the shot. Everybody else look. Well,
Yeah,
Oh, you never-
yeah.
You look at you
same
in the
with the
shot,
poker face.
not the shot.
rubbish.
I want
He
to
knows
see
I don't look at the
Never.
monitor.
No, but I have to take this moment
Never.
to say the one thing about Lolo that I found just so cool
Mhm.
was like we were all in like, I mean, I was in like cargos and skirts and ma'am was in like a suit and these kind of things, but she was in like saris. But she would be ready from 7 in the morning until lunch, no complaints whether she's short or not short. She was just be there, ready, and that was very cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the professionalism
Yeah.
that we all have to have and live with, you know.
No, but like with a smile constantly, like
yeah.
that's just.
No,
You're
but
allowed
That's
to monitor is
work
what we're
ethic.
saying.
Oh,
She's got a hidden puff in the shot also. She'll go.
Acha.
I'm going to be nice to her and bring in a question where, you know, I was actually very intrigued to find out, and I don't know if you know this, but Ananya Pandey has a full-blown picture of you and Salman Khan from back in the 90s ka ek photo shoot in her vanity van. Just a reminder of what she loves so much about Bollywood. Karishma, do you remember, was there a point in your career that you actually realized that you were shaping how a generation would view the industry? Because we know what you've done for 90s Bollywood.
So, honestly, no. At that time, we just worked.
One song where you're like,
Not at all. There was no calculation. There was nothing like that. We went by instinct and we just went by the energy and passion. We actually worked like that. It was never calculated, oh, if I do this song, if I do this film, this will happen. There was nobody to tell us and advise us, and PR teams and stylists. There was nothing. We just were there on the set and made films happen.
but do you remember something that you felt like, okay, it's happened now, it's happening now?
So honestly, I think when Hero #1 happened, I think from that movie in that commercial space, things kind of changed. Then obviously it went on to films like Raja Hindustani or Dil To Pagal Hai. But somewhere I feel from Hero #1, personally, that's just a
Is it
personal
just
take.
me or are all the songs playing in your head?
Oh, yes.
Sona kitna sona hai.
मैं तुझको भगा लाया
Shut up,
हूँ
shut up.
तेरे घर. Look at Lolo and you're thinking of the song.
Yeah.
at the time.
Yes. But you know, I was driving from Worli to here, and I have to tell you guys that I have passed at least 50 hoardings of Murder Mubarak on my way here. Shout out to the Netflix marketing.
Really? Wow.
Hey. But I
I
actually
saw
want to
one
know
at
from you
Karkam.
guys, does the feeling of seeing yourself on a hoarding ever get old?
Well,
Not eligible.
Obi answer this question.
Do you remember the first time you saw yourself on a hoarding?
Yes, it was for G Karda
Mhm.
last year. But this is special because I live right next to Juhu Circle and there is this big Murder Mubarak hoarding on Juhu Circle. तो घर से निकलता हूँ तो ऐसा लगता है अरे मैं मेरी माँ बहुत खुश होती है.
That's a very interesting question because for me it was a big thing because when Prem Kaidi released and I saw that first hoarding of myself, and that was the only way to publicize was hoardings.
Way back in the 90s, I remember when the hoardings were put up, I think so most actors used to go in the night and go and stand below the
And
hoarding.
just look. Yeah.
That's so
That time the selfies were photo.
was a
camera
big
nahi tha,
thing.
but it
Yeah.
was a, and now actually the hoardings have started again with Netflix and all. Again, in between it had completely vanished. But way back, that was the publicity was there was no
A big
digital.
thing.
It was only hoardings. और पब्लिसिटी वाले क्या करते थे अगर जैसे मैं उस वक्त चेंबूर में रहता था तो वो जो लैम्प शेड्स होते थे चेंबूर में सबसे ज्यादा लगते थे कि जैसे आप अपने कॉलोनी से बाहर आओ तो आपको अपनी फोटोज नजर आती थी दे यूज्ड टू पब्लिसाइज द फिल्म लाइक दैट बट दोस आर great days absolutely.
I've had a long journey with hoardings. I couldn't make it for years. I wanted to do this and go and check myself out. फिर मेरा एक पोस्टर आया था रंगरेज नाम की फिल्म में उसमें मेरा आधा चेहरा रखा उन्होंने Then I'm like, ये क्या है? Then that kept happening. Either I'm missing from the poster or I'm completely like either something is on my face, and then finally it started to happen.
Center.
and it's-
All over the post.
yes.
All over.
Yes. If you guys had to murder someone, what would be your mode of operation?
Mode off?
I can't
What would
think
you do?
these
Okay.
thoughts. So I cannot answer this.
What?
I can't think these thoughts.
I can't even think these thoughts.
No, for a film, you have to your characters to murder someone.
For
a
in
film,
real life or in a movie.
For a film.
can't
She didn't say for a
She never
film.
said for a
Story.
film.
मैं
For
तो
a film
किसी
or-
भी
मैं
नहीं
तो ऐसे thoughts ही नहीं रखती हूँ फिल्म
With the expression.
नॉन फिल्म में
Murder with the expression.
With sarcasm.
Looks could kill.
Yeah,
Looks could kill.
With
I would do that,
sarcasm.
yeah. Look is enough.
I can-
Jamal Gota.
Wow.
It's an option.
What?
no no then you just get dehydrated.
No, if you give lots, they can die also, I think.
Wants to give
You
some-
never know.
Tell us more, Sarah.
No, I'm just assuming
I'm never going to drink anything what she offers.
Joe, what would you do?
No.
I will kill someone with sarcasm.
So you and Tiskamam both.
And with looks and homie?
I would probably get them and ask them to come and direct an ensemble.
But you actually said on set, this was back in the day when you guys were shooting, homie said that the hardest part of making this film is keeping a tab of who's alive and who's dead at
Yeah.
any given point in time.
Yeah.
Did you discover a hack on set to figure this out, or were you all...
No, I had good assistants. Because I actually went through that. I remember that. I don't want to give away anything, but I said that if everyone at the club is here, where's this one? This person, this
Yeah.
human being.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, sir, he died
Died.
3 scenes earlier. He.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They.
Hey.
Also, it.
It.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I'm like,
There's
oh God,
also
yeah. So
it.
it does get a little convoluted because you don't shoot linear, but it was hard.
But honestly, while watching a whodunit is obviously very exciting, what goes into making it right? Because I know we've not had too many well done whodunits in our country. So what is make or break in a situation like
I think it's actually not rocket science. I think you need to lay the breadcrumbs. You need to put in the red herrings. You need to let characters play a certain graph where it could be this or that. So keep stuff, keep a little bit of it ambivalent.
Mhm.
Don't commit to a specific expression so things like that, which keeps the audience also wondering, like, what is in Shahnaz Nurani's mind? Does she really want to become the president of the club, or has she got a bigger agenda? So things like that, for example. So I feel that's important, and a new learning for me is, and it's been becoming shorter and shorter, is that we keep getting information from different OTTs and film, that people's ability to, their attention span is shrinking. So we need to start, like back in the day, it would be like, in the 10th minute, introduce a new character or give a plot twist. Then it became 7 minutes. Now it's like in the 3rd minute, do something to make the person just sit up and continue, or they're going to flip.
Hmm.
So stuff like that you have to keep in your mind. But I think that also a lot of it gets resolved on edit. But this whole graph of the narrative for murder mystery has a certain science to it, I guess.
But speaking of OTT, Pankaj Tripathi, who we're missing very much and should have
He's
been
here.
sitting here. Oh,
Yo.
but he said at the trailer launch that OTT ne duniya ko badi kar di hai, which obviously is true. But I'm curious to know from you guys, has it also in any way changed the nature of stardom, say when you travel internationally? Does the things change?
Well, मुझे OTT ने busy कर दिया, इतना मुझे पता है. That's what OTT has done for me. I'm really, really grateful to
Yeah.
OTT.
But does the nature of stardom change, Sarah, when something releases on OTT versus, say, in a theatre for you?
Well, I think you reach, like you said, multiple countries at the same time. So suddenly, like if I'm in Sydney or if I'm in New York, like chaka chak is things people say more often than they maybe would have if it was to only release theatrically in India. So yeah, I think there maybe is a wider reach, if I can say so.
I think it has eternal life because it's there forever. It isn't dependent on just the weekend. If you don't do the Friday, Saturday, Sunday business on a film and then it goes into oblivion, but when something comes out on OTT, it is there forever, which is a bit of a relief as well because sometimes good pieces of work don't get an adequate release and they just disappear. But when they come on OTT, it's almost as if it's got
Fresh.
resuscitated.
But
Temporary
Karishma,
family.
Vijay, has it changed stardom for you in
I
any
think
way?
the only eligible person to answer this is probably Karishma here, who's seen the mainstream conventional stardom of movie theaters because there weren't
Yeah.
any platforms or any
Yeah.
other. things.
Well, honestly, I think movies are evergreen. Films are something that is magical. I would say, of course, OTT
And
is amazing and it has a different kind of audience and a different reach.
Right.
But I think the love of cinema and the love of movies, watching a film on 70 mm in the theater and clapping, I think is a totally different experience. Yeah,
Main thing is also, besides the stardom, I think so, watching a film in a theater
theater.
with the audience, because when you watch, like I want Murder Mubarak, the preview to happen, I'm more excited to see it with the audience because finally, because it's a fun film, you can know the reaction. कि कौन किस पे हंसा है, किस पे react किया है. In OTT, the only problem, you're watching it alone or maybe, with 2-3 people. So you can't really understand. It's a very, very intense film where you want to be alone. But a fun film or something or an action film, when you see it with the audience, it's just not the big screen. It's the audience with it.
Yeah.
So you enjoy it even more. The whole experience is
No,
excellent.
absolutely. The energy comes from there. And
Yeah.
speaking of energy, I've been on a Homie Adajania set, so I know how much it thrives from the energy of the man himself. So leave me with your most defining memory from the sets of Murder Mubarak. What are you taking from here, given we now know it's temporary?
This was my best temporary experience of working on a project because I think what I love the most about, I really love and appreciate the most about Homie sir is there is no hierarchy on his set.
And I haven't been knighted yet, so you can drop the sir.
तो Homie
Next year.
बहुत कमाल का इंसान है और
Oh,
जो
that's
मैं
an
हायरार्की
amazing
की
thing.
बात कर रहा था ना क्योंकि ये जब आप नए होते हो आप कहीं जाते हो तो आपको बहुत ऐसा लगता है कि अच्छा डिम्पल मैम है करिश्मा मैम है तो अलग से ट्रीट किया जाएगा उनको और अलग से ट्रीट किया जाएगा आपको तो वो सब everyone is a burger for him and that's amazing. That's beautiful. And that's something that I want
He's
to
firing everybody at the same tone,
I
same
think
thing.
Homie,
कि सब temporary
yes, every artist feels so comfortable on the set.
yes.
Yeah. So
So I
what's your
think he's
defining
very-
memory from this set?
I think, like you said, Homie's energy, and I think he's a fantastic director and taking out great performances from his actors. He makes you feel so comfortable and so relaxed that that flow just happens. And I think that's quite the art. No, it's true. It's really true.
Well, let me tell you, from all the stories of our temporary family, after rap, they'd all pile into my room and destroy it. But the wildest stories, because I was not familiar with what she used to go through when she was shooting in that decade. And I would just wait for her to come and
Couple
say,
of
"Hey, Chal, tell
decades.
me another story. Tell me another story of their shooting style and what all they do, which boggled my mind.
Can
which
we
I don't
do this
think she can
interview
say on-
again? I'll just change the spin.
Means bizarre stories. I mean, I found them bizarre.
Wow.
It was a
Sarah, what are you
different
leaving
era.
with?
Honestly, I think that like everybody's been talking about Homie's energy, all of that is there and it's
Mm.
true. But I think that the moments I probably spent off the set with him, whether it was, by the swimming pool or whether it was in these, room sessions, I think, he kind of reminded me that maybe what I have as a human being is enough. And I don't need to overcompensate with like loud jokes and gregarious behavior. And I just have to truly have faith in myself and, just be more organic because when I am, he said, it's quite attractive. So I think a little bit of that and going back to
Therapist.
just,
I want
a
my
big
therapy
deal.
fees.
yeah, you really should get it,
Therapy
like
fees.
the whole breathing and meditating and kind of just like relaxing and just like being more honest, I think, and truthful. That's something that I think he
Are you
really
saying this for the
encouraged me.
investigation or
No.
have we touched a moment here?
No, we have. We
We
have.
have.
I really think.
I think
think
that's
so too.
most important, to be
Yeah.
honest and truthful to yourself.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
Thank you. And I have to say that I think that, of course, Homie sir for sure, but this entire cast, I think, really enabled me to do that. Just be who I am, both on and off the camera. And it came to me, I think, at an important and defining time in my life and career. So I'm very, very grateful.
Such a big deal. Thank you for sharing.
I was getting into directing my own film short, shooting
Yeah.
this one. And I was looking at Homie and I was wondering how I can be so kind and so warm and so equally loving of everyone. I thought there is this old soul energy that he has. He's sort of got this macro picture in his mind and he just loves you into giving a good performance. There's just such I took back a lot to when I started directing and I tried to keep some of that. Of course, I couldn't say the bugger and all of that. I couldn't, but
Censor her
Loves
from
you
now on.
into giving a good performance is just adorable.
yeah,
So it was the smoothest and breeziest shoots, and it was incredible to collaborate with such powerhouse of talents. I didn't feel like I was working, and that's the beauty of that. Right? It was no stress, so that was very nice.
Yeah.
I take that back, and I wish I get more projects where I don't feel like I'm working too hard.
He's making it all very polite, but he basically called me a week after he had finished shooting, and he was miserable because he wanted to just extend this shoot
Yeah.
feeling for. He said, at least for 1 year, can't I have this feeling when I shoot wherever I shoot?
Yeah.
No, there was something very nurturing about it. Even I wish we could extend our temporary relationship for a little longer. It's like,
but
it can
Homie's
still
not into
remain temporary. temporary and long instead of
bounced.
temporary and short.
Maybe Murder Mubarak too, maybe.
Oh,
what also really helped, we were
Oh,
shooting
Yeah,
in the
we
hotel.
give it away.
Which
And-
was the club.
Which was
So
the
I think it
club.
was really nice. Everybody was together all
We
the
were together,
time.
we'd jam, Khana would come here and there, and it would be okay, we're having this here, we're meeting in Homie's room, this is happening. So everyone actually got to be together a lot.
Like it was when you were making movies as
Yeah.
well. So yeah,
We used to, yeah.
I know that my time here is temporary as well. But you have promised to direct more when everyone else retires.
Yes.
I really hope that time is
Absolutely.
now. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank
Can't wait to see
you.
Murder Mubarak and everything else that you
Thank
guys
Super.
do.
Thank you.
Sneha.
दोस्तों ये वैसा कोर्स नहीं है जहां पर आपको लगेगा कि एक टीचर आपको बिठाकर ज्ञान दे रहा है। ये वैसा कोर्स है जहां आपको लगेगा कि आपके कॉलेज की कैंटीन में एक सीनियर स्टूडेंट जो इस कैंपस में ज्यादा समय बिता चुका है आपको हल्के फुल्के तरीके से कुछ समझा रहा है। बड़ा मजा आएगा इस कोर्स में। आप हमें ज्वाइन कीजिए FC क्लासरूम के स्क्रीन राइटिंग मास्टर क्लास के लिए। सी यू देयर।